Alright, what's up everybody? It's Kami and welcome back to the Burning Down the House podcast. This is episode 3 and today we're not going to have Oscar or Export sadly, but we have Meti, Zipper, and Kaleb here.
So everyone's already tuned out.
Yeah, we don't have Exports here. But yeah.
Okay, implying I'm the only important person on this podcast.
Yeah, everybody clearly comes here for Zipper Panther. It's honestly the only reason you'd listen. But we're going to talk about part 7 because we haven't talked about that yet. We've done part 5 and part 1. We'll eventually get to part 6. That's going to be fun because Meti hates the shit out of part 6. Zipper hates part 6.
Too.
I love part 6, but these guys hate it, so that'll be a fun one to do. Maybe we'll do that like next month or something. But part 7. Apparently Japan doesn't like part 7. I don't get
They're a loophole.
Well, I don't get why Japan doesn't like part 7. I think that's weird.
Because they have good taste.
But I want to say part 7. Well, I put part 8 over it, right? Because that's just like a me thing. But like without part 8 included, part 7 is like the best part, in my opinion.
Oh, you mean part 5?
Yeah, part 5.
Yeah. But yeah, but like part 7, just in general, I guess from start to finish, is what I'd say is the peak of Araki's writing, just in my opinion. Just in the way he handles things, with the characters, with the side characters, with the main villain. It's all really unique. The stands are really cool. He doesn't just overuse a bunch of stands every 2 seconds, and it's not like there's always like a stand on the screen. Most of the time it's just everybody doing their own thing, and then they get the stands involved and they go from there. And I really like that because it kind of just sets it apart from the rest of the parts, I guess, and it makes it stand out more, and it makes part 7 a little more unique. And that's just one of those things that I can dig, because throughout JoJo, for the most part, there's a lot of punching and kicking and screaming, right? Punching and kicking and screaming is really cool, but when you have a little bit more of a break and you have characters that feel human, it kind of makes it, I guess, just more relatable, and it makes the story, kind of more immersive, because when you read part 7, you kind of just go through the experience from start to finish through the viewpoint of the characters, and I guess you can put yourself into their situations, into their shoes or whatever, and you go through the experience with them.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, I don't know, I think the Rockies writing this part is just really good because it's so immersive. You have a bunch of different settings and locations. There's a race across the country, going from San Diego to New York. So there's a bunch of different places that they visit, that they go through in the race. There's a bunch of different checkpoints in the race. There's a bunch of different people that they fight, and overall it's just super good. So I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely takes the adventure aspect of JoJo and actually runs with it, unlike some other parts which don't seem to have any form of adventure.
Yeah, because that's the one thing, because it's like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure given. Let's see, part 4, kind of to an extent, there's adventure in the town. They discover things at the town. There's a bunch of crazy shit that goes on and stuff, but they don't really travel much. Part 3, they're traveling. Part 5, they're traveling. Part 2, there's traveling. Part 1 is traveling. Part 6 kind of just stays within the prison, which can be a bummer if you're not into that. And I can see why a lot of people wouldn't like it for that aspect, since there's not really much of a, I guess, location change. They just go from prison to maximum security prison, back into prison, busting out of prison, and then they go down to some Kennedy Space Center, and then everything else happens. So I can understand that. But part 7, just horse race, going across the U.S., cowboy shit. There's dudes with guns. There's dudes with really big guns. There's the president. Your shit's hype. If they were to make this into some type of
Nazi in 1890,
yeah, we've got the dude on the camel. Can't forget a black guy on a camel. You gotta have that.
Oh, you mean the guy that got knocked down the first 3 seconds of the race, dude?
That's
you mean Araki going, "Fuck you! Never tell me to bring a character back to life ever again. I'll bring him back as many times and kill him each time."
Do we count that as a third Abdel death?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he didn't die.
He didn't die. His camel got injured, but that's basically a way of just fodderizing him, getting rid of him.
Yeah, fuck Abdul.
Literally was there for 5 seconds. Or Abdul, yeah. So they call him Muhammad Abdul.
And
they did the same thing with Stroheim.
Speaking of the beginning, the opening of part 7 is so different, where we're not treated to the main character. We're treated to the side character for a bit.
Yep.
Gyro doesn't even appear till the end of the fucking chapter.
Yeah, they started off with Soundman, or Sandman, however you guys want to say it. They just go by Soundman.
Soundman?
That's one of the translations for some reason. Like when I
No,
read
no,
it, it was Sandman, but
No.
Okay, implying it's not Sandman throughout the entire thing, and they just didn't change it because they're retarded.
He specifies that his real name is Soundman, and the white men call him Sandman.
No, he's Sandman. Okay.
he's a Sandman because he runs
He
through
blows
the
people
sand,
up, dude.
and he's dark.
That's how you know. That's why his fucking stand is fucking. Oh, is it called In a Silent Way? I
Yeah,
don't
his
remember.
thing is in a silent way.
Yeah.
Mova, dang it.
I like that stand design though, cause kind of to his character, he's like all like tribal and shit, and he's this dude from like, like the mountains. His stand has this like tribal kind of like chief look to it, and it kind of has like this like headdress and shit. I think it's like really good
It
for the
looks
design
bad.
choice, which Part 7 I think nails perfectly with all the different characters. The designs are really good, but Part 7 does have same face syndrome later on.
Chocolate Disco, isn't a very good design, dude.
Oh yeah, Chocolate
Dude,
Disco sucks.
Chocolate Disco is a pretty interesting design, at least.
I mean, it's like a
Like-
comp in SMT. It's like they have this little computer thing that they put on their arm, and it's got a screen, and you press a bunch of buttons, and there's Chocolate Disco. It's like
You
a
also
Yu-Gi-Oh!
have,
Dual
like-
Disc.
You learn how powerful the steel balls are right away because they're drilling holes in the side of mountains.
Yeah. But yeah, like they started off with just Sandman running through and stuff, and they go through like a bunch of other, I guess, little bits of world building, and then they announce the Steel Ball Run race, and then towards the end of the chapter, you finally see Gyro getting ready for the race and stuff, and again, it's really different from other parts, like Meti mentioned earlier, and I just like this aspect to it, because they take the time to like explain the race before introducing anybody, before telling you, hey, I'm the main character, this is my tragic backstory, and then jumping into things. No, they just tell you about what's going on.
And technically, the main character doesn't appear until, like, I think 2 chapters later.
Yeah, they don't show Johnny until like chapter 3, I think.
And, like, I understand that Steel Ball Run wasn't originally going to be JoJo. That's why, for the first 4 volumes, it's not called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah,
It's just called Steel Ball Run. Like, the art style, I love the art in fucking the early Steel Ball Run.
Yeah, the art style change is really, really good, and it's one of those things where I love how Araki draws his characters going from start to where he is now, but it's more so in Part 7, and he does this a lot more now in Part 8. There's these panels where he kind of draws them with like really thick outlines, and they're kind of just like not shaded in, and they look real like comic book-esque. I think that was like
You
a
know
really
what
cool
art
like
style's
design
better
choice for
though?
it. Part 5.
Yeah, Professor tells better, dude.
Well,
And
you
JoJo.
still have the slim, tall, toned characters in this. I mean, look at Sandman. He's this tall,
But then-
slim dude.
One volume or chapter later, we get the real hero. He arrives.
Poco Loco.
Yeah, we get fucking Poco Loco, the best character in fucking Steel Ball Run.
That's not even debatable. I'm not even gonna debate it. What?
But then there's Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, yeah, Jesus Christ is also very good.
Dude, you
character.
trying to tell me that Jesus doesn't like Poco Loco?
Dude, Jesus loves Poco Loco. Why else would he have Hey Ya?
But
The strongest
but the
stand in
Bible
all of
says
JoJo.
the Bible says that you could have slaves. He's lucky. He's
He did do work on the farm.
He bought
dude.
his freedom. He bought his freedom.
He's good.
He
okay,
paid his
implying,
nickel.
implying he won't get beat with a rock and then sold again. Good meme.
Nah, I think it was Diego that tried to knock him off his horse with rocks, but he was too lucky, so his horse was fine.
I love that.
Dude, you know what? You know what's great too? Diego's British.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Johnny,
what were you saying
Diego's
about Hey Ya,
British and
Meti?
came to America, dude.
Heiya is the best stand because it has no ability.
Yeah, see, okay, this is a thing that a lot of people come to me about in the Discord, and I've gotten a couple comments and stuff whenever I mention Part 7. Somebody's like, so does Heiya make him lucky? No. Heiya will tell him if he's lucky or not on that day. So, like, the day he goes to, like, the, like, fortune teller or whatever, fortune teller's like, oh, you're, like, real lucky and shit. So he's like, hey, I'll go leave the farm and enter this race. Heiya is not manipulating anything. It literally is just, like a hype man.
Nah,
It's
Heia's
literally-
basically like
It's like,
Heia's basically like clairvoyance, and it'll basically tell him where to go to like win.
It's literally
Like,
just
what-
like a hype man.
this is the best spot. You should do this. If you don't, yeah, whatever. But you should do this because it's gonna be really
Hey, I
cool.
understand you're riding your horse through a bunch of trees right now, but you should close your eyes so you don't hit any of the branches. And then he just happens to miss all the branches, with the people that have their eyes open smack right into them.
It's such a cool stand because I love that. It's like the most innocent Babu of stands, and it looks like it's going to be like a fucking Cheap Trick like thing.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just like hype man. He's just there. It's like, hey, you should go over here. But wait, don't go over there because that's not lucky, and you're extremely lucky. So let's not make you lose your luck. And spoilers, that luck makes him win the race, which should have been the most obvious shit from the start. I'm sorry, but if you did not see that coming, you're stupid. Full like offensive intention right there. You're actually stupid. Because literally within like the first like 5 minutes of us figuring out that he's extremely lucky, it kind of just gives away. It's like, all right, this guy's gonna win the race.
It's super obvious.
It's like, I don't know. At least for me, I got there and I was like, yeah, he's gonna be the one that wins the race. And then I eventually got spoiled because somebody said it on accident, and I was talking to him about Steel Ball Run when I was around True Man's World arc. He told me, and I was like, oh yeah, I already knew. And I was like, how? And I'm like, cause they specifically point out how lucky this guy is. There's no way he's not gonna win the race. They keep bringing it into your face every 2 seconds. Pocoloco's so lucky. Oh my god. Hey, look, Pocoloco's advancing in the race. Look, Pocoloco caught up. Oh shit, Diego is winning the race, but now Pocoloco's behind him. Oh, now Pocoloco's ahead. Pocoloco won. Woo. And they just do this like the whole time throughout the part. Which I also love how they'll take a break from the main Johnny Gyro stuff, which we'll talk about them after this, I guess. But they take like a little break in between the Johnny Gyro stuff to separate and talk about everybody else in the race, and they'll show everybody else as they're going through. They mention Norisuke's in this place, all the other like little references and Easter eggs within the names, because they show like the competitors list a couple times throughout part 7, and it changes as they go on because more people get eliminated and stuff. And they always bring a mention of Pocoloco and Norisuke, which is pretty cool because considering Norisuke and Jojo Leon is the 4th, I think, from the descendant line of that family tree. So it's kind of like a little bit of setup for part 8 that happens like way later on. It's like, hey, you remember this Norisuke guy that won 2nd place in the race? Yeah, his family is like, still kind of wealthy. They sell fruit. Yeah, this is his like great
Johnny
great
plowed
grandson.
the shit out of his daughter.
Yep. This is great.
His legs work again.
He can finally walk. But yeah.
When you bust him not so hard, you fix your paraplegicness.
The guys, on a totally unrelated note, I am Sanders Hill.
Yeah, that's Zipper's new identity. So if you call him anything else than that, you're banned.
Yeah, you're banned, dude. You're banned.
But like, talking about Johnny and his crippledness, that's another thing that was extremely obvious when they show off Johnny touching like the spinning steel ball or whatever when it's on like Gyro's waist, and he like specifically freaks out about it. He's like, I felt my legs move. Holy shit. If that didn't tell you that he was gonna walk again, I don't know what you were thinking. It was so obvious. Like,
I mean,
hey,
like his
this
entire
guy's got
goal.
this mystical special ball. It's spinning really fast. Let me touch it. Hey kid, don't touch it. That's dangerous. He touches the ball and then his legs move. He like gets out of the wheelchair for like 2 seconds and he falls over.
Oh, that's a baseball.
Yeah, that's his goal throughout all part 7.
Yeah.
Well, let's be fair. All cripples deserve to fall over.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just fall off your wheelchair, dude. Eat shit out.
Dude, how come fucking
Dude, if you're weak enough to be crippled, you don't deserve to be alive.
I
he
like
was
how he-
shot with a gun
I
in
like
the
how he
spine.
got crippled. It's like, alright, so Johnny had money. Johnny was like out here, winning races and shit. He had bitches. So what does he do? He's going to go see like a movie or some shit. Like he's going into some place. It was like a bar or something. And he's with this girl, right? And she's all like, hey, you're famous and you have money. We should cut the line. And he's like, yeah, bitch, you're right. Let's go. So they cut the line. And when they cut the line, the one dude gets really pissed off at them. It's this like little ass kid too. Like he looks like he's like 10 years old or some shit, right? Johnny's like 19, 18. He's a teenager, right? So he's got to show off. He's got to flex that he's got all this money and shit. He's got a bad bitch on his side. He's got to flex. So he goes, he steals his place in line, and then a little boy comes back 5 seconds later, just shoots him in the hip. It's like, oh, well, there you go. You
Don't
shot.
cut in line, you piece of shit.
Yeah, wait your place. Now you can't walk anymore.
Fucking thought.
and it's crazy because like literally after that, everybody abandons Johnny, and then becomes really sad.
Well, he kind of deserved it, to be honest.
Yeah, he did it to himself. He got a little too.
He was
cocky.
being kind of a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, he's like, hey,
Implying he
don't
still
you,
isn't by the
don't
end
you
of part
know
7, good news.
I'm a big horse racer. I get to cut in front of the line, right? Yeah, you're not shit. Yeah,
Dude,
go leave.
you know what's
and then he comes
you know what's,
back
like,
with a gun.
Then he got his ass ate.
Like as soon as he loses his ability to like ride horses, like everyone abandons him.
Yep.
I kind of like that. Like, it shows how dwindling his fame was. And I like that Johnny is kind of a realistic asshole. He's...
Yeah. And like I mentioned earlier, it makes you like look at the characters and they feel human. When everybody leaves Johnny, he's like all sad and shit, but he realizes that they were only there for his money and his talent. He didn't have anybody at the time that actually cared for him. And that's some real shit. Because sometimes, you know, there's people that will talk to you or try to talk to you at least, but that's because they're only interested in something. So that's another, you know, thumbs up to Araki for writing the character this way, where he really makes the character grow from start to finish. Because after this, Johnny enters the race. He starts off, and people don't understand this. Gyro's only being an asshole to Johnny for the first like little bit of the race before they become, you know, quote unquote friends, I guess, and then they become friends later on. He's only doing this because in a race, realistically speaking, right, or like any type of competition where you're competing against other people, regardless of who they are, you want to win. So Gyro can't sit here and risk, you know, trying to take Johnny with him right away because he doesn't know if Johnny's going to betray him. He doesn't know what he's going to try to do to him. He doesn't know if he's going to kill him. They're in a race to go across the country for like, I don't even remember how much money it was. It's like over like $1 million or some shit. Or they were going to be rich.
It's like $50 billion.
Yeah, 50 bajillion, zillion Iraqi dollars. There you go. Eyeballing it. But,
Ballin'.
yeah.
It was just dollars. Comment.
It's Iraqi dollars. Or Sans Undertale dollars.
No. It's only dollars until you reach the end, and they change it to yen because the translation fee was retarded.
It's hee-ho dollars, dude.
Yep.
Hee-ho bullets.
It's Maka. But, yeah. So people always think that just because you're so used to seeing them together, that Gyro's going to immediately be Johnny's friend. Realistically speaking, you would not be friends with somebody immediately just from talking to them once. You'll talk to them a little more and more, and you'll get to know them. And that's pretty much how Johnny and Gyro's relationship works. He's eventually starts to, like, you know, kind of grow on him. And then Gyro's like, hey, you know, I'll stay with you for the race or whatever. We'll go achieve our goals and shit. I'll teach you to spin. And I think that's one of the coolest ways for them to kind of segue Gyro filling in the Zeppeli role for Johnny, because, you know, the Zeppelis are meant to be there to aid the Joestars and kind of be like mentors. And it just, I guess it's more of a callback to William, because Caesar doesn't really necessarily do all the teaching. He kind of just like, hey, I know your mom. Let's go get trained by your mom with like oxygen masks and do some BDSM shit.
Gyro is a combination of both William and Caesar. He's the friend and ally while also being the mentor.
Yeah. Not to mention his name is also Julius Caesar.
But unlike Caesar, he's actually good.
Yeah. Caesar sucks. I don't know. I've never been a Caesar fan, but they have this relationship. Gyro starts to teach him to spin as they go on. They go forth. They go through some real shit. They have a lot of good fights. We can talk about this now. True Man's World arc. I did like a Twitter thing the other day where it was like a list of like, I guess like JoJo things, like favorite part, favorite arc, things like that, right? So I did this, and when I got to favorite arc, I didn't even have to second guess it. I literally just like typed in True Man's World arc, and I got the 4 panels. One of them being just the stare down between Gyro and Ringo. I think that panel is sick. It's drawn so well. Then there's, of course, the actual welcome to the True Man's World at the end that I posted. And I also posted Johnny like on the ground, like knocked out with like Ringo like over him and Gyro just kind of to the side. I think those panels were like really sick. But this arc was so damn good. They started off with this really goofy way of them going around the same area over and over, which is funny. Because when you think about the way they're using their powers, it reminds me of when Dio stops time to keep pushing Polnareff down the steps whenever he thought that he would move. It's like, this dude's being such an asshole. He's literally stopping time just to pick up Polnareff, put him down a step, and then run back and stand there. And he's doing this continuously. He's literally doing this like every like 5 seconds. Polnareff's like, what the hell? I thought I moved. He's like, nope.
Wait, have you seen the
Dio
GIF
very
for that?
liberally uses his fucking time stop. Like when he's teleporting around the area, just talking to Jotaro.
He's just like time stop, like every 5 seconds. Like Dio really has no cooldown. But then you look at Ringo, and Ringo's ability, Mandem, allows him to rewind time by 6 seconds. So they were sitting there for what felt like hours, going around in circles. And keep in mind, the whole time they're going through this like little forest where Ringo's house is, Johnny is marking a tree with like a stick, right? Which kind of throws me off because you would think that the tree markings wouldn't stay there since he's rewinding time. I don't understand that, but that's overthinking things. So Johnny's like, holy shit.
He's rewinding actions in a sense. Like he doesn't rewind it all the way to the exact moment. Like he rewinds injuries on people, but actions that they have put forth still go forth.
Yeah, I guess. But like, they do that. So when you think about it, Ringo's sitting in his house watching Johnny and Gyro like roll around in circles on their horses. He just every like 6 seconds just rewind, and he's just watching them the whole time. Like, dude, you're such an ass. And as this happens, Hot Pants shows up. Hot Pants is sitting there on her horse. She has 2 nooses tied, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill you guys. I'm gonna hang you. So just like give up." Yeah. And she just kind of looks at them, and then that's when we get the "eat shit, asshole, fall off your horse" line from Gyro. That's going to be great when that gets animated in like 20 years.
30.
Or maybe 40. Something like
50?
that. But that's going to be great when it gets animated. We have that. And then there's this other like dude that shows up, and he's like the fodder guy. It's just there to kind of get killed and to show you that Ringo's not messing around. He shows up. He pulls up to Ringo's house. He's like, "Yo, dude, tell me how the hell to get out of here or whatever." And Ringo's like, "All right, let's have a duel." And he pulls out a gun. And he's like, "All right, I'll kill you easy." And Ringo just like blasts the dude and he shoots him in the face again and shit, and he walks back into the house. Johnny knows, hey, we gotta kill this guy or else we're not gonna get out of here. Hot Pants is like, shit. And Gyro's like, oh shit, I don't want to do this. And this is the point where Gyro's character kind of just grows, and I'd say the main focus shifts to Johnny. So this is about 30 chapters in, because technically Gyro's like the quote-unquote like big main character for like 20-ish chapters. When they get to like scary monsters, it kind of goes more into Johnny. But I feel like at this point, when they get to the True Man's World arc, is when everything kind of shifts over mainly to Johnny, and Gyro's just there like more of a support unit while being there the entire time, and just being by his side and shit, because they're a duo. So Gyro grows up because he realizes, if he wants to achieve his goal of winning the race and being able to help the kid, he has to kill people. Gyro didn't like killing people. He would execute people back in like Italy and shit, and that was his job, and he didn't like doing it, but he had to do what he had to do. So seeing him finally, take over, I guess this like self-doubt or fear, whatever word you want to use to describe it, and being able to grow up as a man and accepting that he has to do this if he wants to win, because the True Man's World, is like you got to kill or be killed. That's the way it is. That was some real shit. Considering the situation they're in, they have stand users going after them. There's assassins going after them from Gyro's country, which is Wekapico, and what's the other guy's name? Magenta? The guy with 20th Century Boys?
Yeah, Magenta.
Yeah, so like they get sent to like go assassinate them and shit. And Johnny understands there's gonna be people that are gonna show up. There's gonna be other stand users that are gonna show up, try to take their corpse parts. He's ready. He knows that if he has to shoot and kill somebody, he will shoot and kill somebody without hesitation. But up to this point, Gyro's like, not necessarily ready to do this. And then this fight happens, and he's able to accept that. And they give you the little flashback of him talking to his dad about how his dad tells him, sometimes you just have to like throw the ball or whatever, and like it depends on like what side it falls like of the net or whatever. Like it's like a fate thing. Just fate makes things work, and whatever happens happens. And that was dope. I thought it was a really good way to make the character grow and develop and have him get out of this old habit, I guess, and this like little fear, self-doubt, whatever word you want to use again, for himself. And it's just really good storytelling. It's really good story writing. Definitely my favorite arc in all of JoJo. So good.
Okay, but like a little side note about the duel with like the Mexican guy or whatever that Ringo had. He didn't use his stand there because he wasn't a stand user.
Yeah, he just shot him.
Yeah, it was a fair duel. He's all about fairness, dude.
Yep. Which is another thing. The whole time he's fighting Gyro, yeah, they're technically quote-unquote enemies, but Ringo in no way is being like some like super crazy like evil guy. He's like, no, like dude, like we're just gonna have a fight. It's whoever's the smarter one here, because I can rewind
No.
time, and you've got to act right.
He is actively going to try to kill them because he's being paid by the president to do so.
Yeah.
But he at least he uses his stand effectively because it looks like Mandem doesn't actually have any
Cooldown.
or like stamina drain like
Yeah.
some others. Like the world drains Jotaro super hard, but Mandem seems to be able to be used by this very sickly, very shaky dude.
Yeah, that was another thing. I actually forgot about that. Ringo was like a really sick guy when he was like a little kid and shit. He always had like really bad health problems.
He's also a real cute boy.
Yeah. And then
That's
he almost
pretty
got
gay.
raped,
Dude. That's
and
really
then
gay.
you shoot the rapist, and then there you go. I'm a true man now. So that's what you gotta do to become a true man, all right? Just almost get accidentally raped and then shoot the guy in the neck and shoot him in
Can you
the
talk
dick
for a
too.
moment that the guy broke into his house? Like
Yeah.
this dude
I'm not even
breaks-
gonna finish the joke.
Oh my God, Zipper, no.
I'm not even gonna finish
No,
the joke.
no, we're not gonna talk
Zipper,
about
no.
that. But can we talk for a minute about this guy breaks into this kid's house, kills his mom, his sister, and then tries to fuck him?
Yeah.
Dude was a cute boy.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm not gonna do anything to you. You know, you don't want your sister and your mom to get hurt, right? And then
They were
out
dead.
of nowhere, Ringo pulls out a gun. Where did this little nigga get a gun? I'm not gonna question it. All right,
I'm
if
still.
if Joseph can pull a Tommy gun out of his ass, Ringo can pull a pistol out from like
I'm
his
pretty sure
eyebrow.
he-
And
I'm really tempted to make the joke.
and he
No,
had it
you're
like
not-
he
you're not
had
allowed
it
to
like under like the bed or something, or, like under his pillow. But, like,
No, it was on the dude. He pulled
Oh.
it from him.
oh, did he take his gun?
Yeah, dude, that guy had a gun on him.
I can't remember if that was his gun or not. But like either way, he just does it so swiftly, and he just is like, boy, I will shoot you. And then when he thinks that he's not gonna shoot him, bow, he shoots him.
Boy.
It's like literally like,
Okay,
boy,
it's
Shot.
like nigga you thought.
exactly. It's like Ringo's great. He's an amazing character. Hating Ringo is bannable. If there's any comments of anybody saying that Ringo's bad, you're actually getting banned on the spot.
Ringo's bad.
Lightspeed. Oh, time to. All right, canceling the podcast, guys. Zipper's gone. But in all seriousness, Ringo Road Again arc is great. What's the next follow-up arc after that?
Dude, if I was gone, like nobody would watch this.
Honestly, we'd be missing part of the mod trio. We already have no Oscar here today, so.
You'd be missing out on all the jokes, because I'm the only funny one on this podcast.
But what's the arc after True Man's World? What did they go into? Because it was scary monsters, and then they go into like
Oh yeah,
Devil's Pawn stuff, and it's-
Diego's stand is not scary monsters. I don't care what anyone says.
yeah, stand infection.
It really isn't.
Diego stand
Okay.
of the world.
If Diego went through the Devil's Palm, would he get the world and scary monsters at the same time, dude?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Time-stopping dinosaur man.
And technically,
Dude,
stand
holy
users
shit! Like,
aren't
imagine,
supposed to have two stands, but Emporio has weather report and burning down the house. We've seen situations where people have two
imagine
stands.
him fucking throwing knives, and then they turn into fucking dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Oh my
my
god,
God.
yes.
Dude, no, he's gonna stop
Can we get a
time.
picture of Jo-
So
can we get
a
picture
better
of
Diego?
Jotaro? Like Jotaro surrounded by knives, but they're all raptors.
Oh my god. No, I was gonna say
Oh, be sure to put feathers on those
Yeah.
raptors.
he can like
scientifically
he'll time
accurate.
stop, turn into a raptor, and then just like bite your head off or some shit. Just maul you like a raptor, dude. That'd be dope. By all means, anybody that's listening to this, if you draw the shit, tweet it to me at FreyKugel, or tweet at Meti, tweet at all of us. Cause
Yes.
And,
tweet at
while
me,
you're-
please.
While you're on Twitter, be sure to go to funimation.com/show/Streaminetta.
there you go. There's the
Okay,
Podcastly
okay.
plug. He's got to plug that
Well,
every
while
single
you're
time
on
we
Twitter, be sure to go to at Zipperboy, dude.
Yeah, dude.
For
yeah.
C.
If you want to draw, oh yeah, we can talk about D4C. If you want to draw that, go ahead. D4C, I think is
I
one
want
of
an
the
explanation
coolest
with that, dude.
stands ever. That might
Yeah.
just be a me thing, but
Nah,
being able to
he is.
pull things from another dimension and use them against somebody else is just dope. Because like when you look at dimensional traveling and like time abilities in anime, right? It's either something like really simple where it's like, you know, oh, I have the world, I can stop time, right? That's simple.
Mhm.
That's basic. But then there's times where like in like an anime or a manga, there's like crazy time travel where we go like a million gazillion years to the future, and then we go back into the past, and then this changes the timeline, and shit gets real stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think it would get stupid with D4C, and it would get real confusing really fast. But
Okay, don't even pretend like D4C
It's-
was not
look,
introduced.
it's
Stupid,
confusing
convoluted.
in the way that they introduce it, but like the way they kind of just go about it after is not that difficult to understand. Cause I can't even say it's not weird when they show it, cause Johnny's like going
No,
through the
you
town.
can't even defend. D4C is the most convoluted fucking
Dude,
introduction to
D4C
a
is great. D4C is great. So we have
there are
Weka
people
Pico.
who think ball breaker is Gyro Standy.
We have Weka Pico who has like a mini redemption arc, and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna fight Gyro anymore. And
Talk
then
about a character
5
who-
minutes later, he just gets killed.
Dude, Waka
Oh.
Pico is so fucking good. He's like one of my favorite.
Reminder that Magent did nothing wrong.
Yeah, he's just sitting in the ocean.
I mean,
In the
technically,
river or whatever. He's just sitting there.
I don't think he deserved the fucking car's fate.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
just stuck.
he did nothing wrong. Like he got betrayed and wanted revenge.
Yeah.
And he tried to kill Steven Steele, but
Yeah, killing Steven Steele is bad. Steven Steele's like really
Okay,
good.
implying that's bad. Good meme.
Yeah,
dude, Steven Steele's dumb
good,
as
dude.
fuck.
But no,
Steven Steele, worst character. Dude.
Weka Pico was great, and then he just gets killed so fast, and everybody's like, "What?" Diego's like, "What?" Gyro's like, "What?" Johnny's like, "Huh?" And then Valentine just dips. So you kill a guy, and you confuse everybody by making them see another version of themselves. But then there's another one, and one person saw the other person get shot, but then the other person didn't get shot.
So
I
I'm
wanna say
assuming that.
my explanation for that is he pulled them into a different dimension, or pulled
And then pulled
one
them
of into a
back?
different dimension, and then pulled them back, so they saw different things happening, so it would confuse everybody.
I mean, it would make more sense if he just pulled. Okay, it's stupid because it makes no. It still
It's
makes
like,
no sense
Who's,
no matter what way
okay,
you look
one
at
of the
it.
viewpoints
because
that we see it from.
Valentine's the one who shot Johnny.
Yeah,
I have a
but
theory.
from one of the viewpoints, it's Diego that shoots him, or like Weka Pico or something, and then it doesn't actually
Pico
happen.
sees Diego shoot Johnny. Diego sees Weka Pico shoot Johnny. They both saw the same event, but fucking Valentine is the one who shot Johnny.
Guys,
That's why I bring like the dimensional pull in. And what happens, Zipper? You like froze up for a second.
I have a theory.
All right.
You know how Dio froze Dyer and broke him into a bunch of parts. You
Yeah,
know the
right.
corpse parts, right?
Yeah.
You know the corpse
My
parts,
God.
Oh, fucking right.
No.
Dyer's the holy corpse, dude.
Dude, game theory. Zipper, when are we gonna make these videos, dude? When are we gonna make these theory videos? Holy shit, that's a
Dude.
good one. Yes, and Dyer is the Saint Corpse. He's actually Jesus. Jesus Christ is never shown with his face just because it's Dyer.
I want to talk about
Dude,
the
we're
whole
gonna make a
concept
Dyer
of these
joke.
stands,
Yeah.
the dimensions and stuff. Like, okay. So think about this. So we have Dio with his so the prime, basically the main thing about Dio is that the world is gonna be the main true stand about Dio.
Mhm.
That's canon, and it's just okay. So what do we know what to believe exactly? Because it's when I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, what if the universe that we were originally in, the Joestars that we all see, because Araki created them, and I was like, what if that's not even the first one or some shit like that? What if this progresses on or some type of crazy ass stuff? Because if there's multiple universes where different things happen, and it's because the whole thing about those dimensions that's really convoluted. Because okay, Steel Ball Run, there's multiple Steel Ball Runs, so that's that means there's multiple times where Pucci won all those times, and it's just there's so many parallel dimensions
That's the
to where
confusing thing with the Pucci thing.
yeah.
When Valentine kills Gyro and he's talking to Johnny and he says, I can bring a Gyro from a different dimension, it won't be the same or whatever, but he still follows the same fate, then it brings to the question of, would Gyro still end up getting shot in the face? But at the same time, when you look at it, this only really applies to seeing Tusk Act 4's ability when he shoots Valentine with an infinite bullet. He's infinitely spinning in all the different dimensions, but it kind of brings into the question of if this would happen with any other character, if they were to come in from a different dimension. It's would they always still die? If we had an alternate Avdol, right? An actual, Avdol that was there the whole time, would he still get chopped up into pieces? And that's kind of just like one of the things that I kind of wonder about, I guess, when they talk about this, because he says that they still follow the same fate, but the only time we ever see this is when we see the infinite rotation for the first time, you know, like actually used in battle, and that's when this is true to that. But for other situations with Diego still dies, and he still dies through an explosion, but it's a different Diego, and Valentine goes through several Diegos while he's going through several versions of himself, because he's like, I finally found you, you're the right one. He's like, what are you talking about? And he explains it to him.
That's actually, Valentine wasn't looking for a specific Diego. He was looking for a Diego who was alive where he is right now. He meets the one Diego who's alive there, or at least the first Diego that's alive there, and that Diego just so happens to have his actual stand, the world.
Yeah.
Which also means, fuck you people, the world isn't Jonathan's stand.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Dude, if you think the world is Jonathan's stand, you're actually retarded, to be honest.
Because people are always like, oh, well, that's Jonathan's body. Well, yeah, but that's also Dio's, like, spirit and shit. So, that's that, but that's actually a good way of looking at it. I didn't think of it like that.
Okay, guys, someone asked me to do the too tired joke.
Oh, no. He did it. There he goes. Too tired. That's a meme from somebody on my server. She just one day was like, she did this in JoJo YouTuber. She was like, hey, Kami. I was like, what's up? She was like, oh, why did the bike fall over? And I'm like, why? And because it was too tired. And like it was like spelled like too tired, and I was like, oh, okay.
Also, looking into the D4C art, it now makes more sense. I'm going to save the explanation for a video later.
There you go. I guess Meti found the real, you know, code for the D4C. We'll talk about that after.
I guess it's only really confusing if you think too hard about it, actually.
Yeah. Because like I mentioned earlier, you know, you think, oh, okay, I'm going to bring in a different version of you, and you're going to see this happen to him, but this is just a different timeline because I got 2 Weka Picos, and then I put the 2 Weka Picos together, and then boom, they blow up. And that's
it's more of, like, it's the precision on the president's part that's fucking astounding.
Valentine is smart, dude. When it comes to like battle and shit, Valentine is a genius.
Another cool thing about
Valentine's smart, good meme.
I mean, he's smart for the first.
Okay. If Valentine's so smart, then why did he die? Checkmate, atheists.
Oh my god. But yeah, like Valentine's a genius. Valentine's pretty good. He's pretty good. I was saying something, and then just completely like left my mind. Oh yeah, Johnny sees like when it comes to this, and it being like 2 of them or whatever in one universe, right? And Weka Pico dying. The fact that Johnny remembers this, and he knows it happens, and he's able to, you know, pass the information later on to Lucy or whatever, and Steven when that shit is happening, and technically Lucy also saw Diego die, I'm pretty sure, because they were on the train. Because when Diego dies, he swaps Diego's placement or whatever, and then Diego gets run over by a train, which, R.I.P. Diego, my boy got ripped in half. That was actually a really good fight, too. And I don't know if that's the first time we see, like, Valentine do, like, the Dojan, or if he does it before then, but like, he, like, smacks the door open and Dojans.
Yeah, I think that's the first, like, when he's like, alright, let's cure that wound of yours, alright, stand right here, and slam! Dojan?
Yeah, slams the door, Dojan.
Dojan?
Hey, you know what's funny?
What?
In Steel Ball Run, it states that the Steel Ball Run verse is the only universe that has the corpse parts, so that means it doesn't exist in this universe, dude. So that means Jesus doesn't exist in this universe.
That means
oh my god.
It only confirms that Jesus was a thing in this universe only.
Jesus doesn't exist in JoJo. They killed him.
Also,
yeah, Dyer killed him.
Also, Part 7 makes Mormons right, so that's also a thing.
Dude, you'd question why it's called Thunder Cross Split Attack.
Oh my god. That's great. And it also mentions Dire Love Train. Makes perfect sense now.
This video is gonna offend so many people. Jesus Christ.
I'm ready for it. Honestly, look, people don't get triggered in the comments, okay?
no, please get triggered in the comments and yell at me.
They probably are. They're probably gonna yell at Meti and Zipper because for some reason some people are just like, "Hey, I don't like Meti." Well, fuck you. I like Meti.
Oh, you mean
That's my
Angry Pocket Pirate?
That's my friend. Oh my god, that guy was funny. But yeah, people that don't like Meti on my channel, Meti's welcome to be on my channel whenever he wants. So
Alright,
if you don't like
come
him,
here.
bye.
Don't worry, Kami, your check's in the mail.
There we go. It's not like Meti's bribing me or anything. No, he's totally not paying me right now. Meti
Dude,
not the
all that
sellout.
Patreon,
Okay.
All that
Implying
Patreon
you're
money.
not paying Meti to be on your good me.
spoilers, all my Patreon money goes into buying friends.
There you go. Meti not the sellout.
You see, Meti pays me the most.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's got to be the sugar daddy for Zip.
I mean, that's the way of saying it.
Sugar daddy Zip, then he won't be able to come up with these interesting JoJo theories talking about Dire Love Train and Dire being the holy corpse.
Can we get Sugar Daddy Zip fan art?
Dude,
Yes,
That'd be
please, someone.
just like draw a Zip with like a tux and money in his front pocket, like a fat stack. And there you go. So what happens after the D4C arc? There's like a little bit, I guess, of I want to say.
Well, I mean, we
intermission.
skipped over. We skipped over quite a bit.
Yeah, we kind of did. I don't think we talked about Oya Como Va. That was a really good fight. I really like that stand ability.
You mean a really bad fight because Johnny and Gyro didn't die in it?
We thought Tim did, and Tim was really cool. I actually really like Tim. By the way, do you guys think Tim is like the alternate Speedwagon? It's like, so, people like make the comparison because like, oh, like the blonde hair.
No,
like,
because
kinda
the
like
kid in Part A is the
bookish
ultimate
guy.
Speedwagon.
He's got like the face scars. Like I
He
can see
kind of
it.
is, but he's like a shittier Speedwagon.
Cause like he still fills that kind of support role for the main characters. He's like, all right, I'll help you guys. You guys are cool. Cause at first, he thinks that it was like Johnny or Gyro that like killed the dead body that they found and shit. Cause he was like a detective or whatever, detective cowboy guy, and they hire him to like go figure out and stuff. And he investigates and he finds out they're not bad. He has their fight. He uses his stand, "Oh Lonesome Me." Which I don't know what it's a good way to describe a stand. I guess his body's just like
Bad stand.
his body's just like rope. Like somebody's
Yeah.
comparing it to Sticky Fingers, I guess, in like the dismemberment way of how he can like extend his body through rope, and Bruno can kind of do the same thing with like zippers and stuff. I can see it, but I don't think that's like a right comparison for it.
But he can turn his body into rope, and that's about as like simple as it gets.
Yeah. And that's another thing. His stand is useful for the two fights that he's there for, but his stand isn't really anything special, and that's another thing I like about Steel Ball Run. Not everybody that has a stand has like this crazy ass overpowered ability. Given we have Hot Pants who has the meat spray, right? And you heal people. You can like rearrange their body and shit. soak
It
them
was
flesh.
supposedly supposed to use your own flesh, but I guess they just kind of forgot
They
about
kinda
that.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay, reminder that Hot Pants stole Foo Fighters' ability.
A reminder that Hot Pants is Foo Fighters, but like more well written.
Yeah.
And actually good.
With more screen time.
Actually,
more
to,
screen
to
time.
be fair, Foo Fighters is probably one of the only well written characters in Part 6.
Foo Fighters is good. She just dies too soon. That's my only problem with her.
The only good characters in Part 6 are Weather
Weatherboard.
and Sui and
Well, I mean,
You're gonna say
Foo
not
Fighters
right?
is good.
Foo Fighters is good. I think.
Foo Fighters is good. Oh my god, I'm also looking at panels, and I just got to the panel where he shoots fucking Love Train, and then it cuts to a fucking Asian kid getting assassinated.
Oh yeah, I also like that they parallel these things while this is happening to kind of
Deserves it.
tease you on the interdimensional thing, because they do the same thing with Johnny. Before he gets the infinite rotation, they show like a bunch of like different animals in different places and stuff, and then we see like the different Johnnies and all the different dimensions still standing there, which I think one of them was actually standing up when they show him, but for the most part, one of them was in like a wheelchair with Lucy behind him. One of them was like laying on the ground. One of them was on his horse and it wasn't injured.
One of them only had Act 2.
Yeah. So, like, I thought it was cool that they did this, and they kind of do this a bit in Part 6, too, before Poochie resets the universe, where they kind of show, like, different parallel worlds, I guess, in different spots. And Jolene has these flashbacks where she sees, like, parallel situations to what happens, but it's not her, and it's, like, a girl that looks like her, and somebody else that looks like her mom, somebody that looks like Jotaro. I like that they did this in these two parts. Because you don't see this in Part 8, because there's not any, like, crazy dimensional resets or anything like that going on right now. Part 8 is still really wacky, but for the most part, there's nothing convoluted going on. Whereas Part 7, they go into a bunch of multiverse shit, and they're like, hey, there's a lot of stuff happens. Which, by the way, talking about this multiverse stuff, people that ask about Eyes of Heaven being canon, Araki helped supervise the game, and that's like one of those like multiverse what if spin-off story things. So take Eyes of Heaven as a canon to the multiverse.
Eyes of Heaven is on secondary canon, like Purple Haze feedback and.
Because people always ask me about Purple Haze feedback being canon too, and it's like, well, if the creator works on it,
I'll take
their
canon too.
No, George
No.
Joestar is not secondary canon. It completely conflicts with a bunch of things.
No.
I don't care if Araki's drawing.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
Araki can draw for it all he
Araki-
wants. but we're not. George Joestar is not being counted.
George Joestar is the only good part of JoJo.
No,
Oh
George Joestar is
God,
some like
I'm gonna fucking stab you.
DeviantArt OC bullshit.
Dude, please do stab me. I want to die a slow and
Dude,
horrible
Kira
death.
Kira splits Lisa in half using the golden rotation on a rope.
Dude, just make sure you stab me in the stomach so it's more painful and slower death, dude.
Shoot! You gotta hit him with the infinite knife spin. So you have to make sure that your knife makes a rectangle.
No,
with the
dude,
zipper
I'm gonna
part.
use the golden rotation in his chain.
Oh my god.
Dude, you have to stab me in the fucking ass to get the golden rotation, dude.
Yes, this is how you get golden rotation, everybody. You go to zipper and you shove something up his ass, and there you go. Infinite power.
God bless.
This is what Caleb comes back to. But like, yeah.
What happened to this show?
I don't even know, dude. People come in here expecting that we're gonna be all like serious the whole time. Hell no, dude. We're talking about JoJo, but we're just goofing off and saying dumb shit. So if you guys think this is gonna be some like super serious podcast where we're just like super educational and shit, nope, get out. We're gonna make dumb jokes. Dire Love Train,
Ooh.
Sans Undertale. There you go.
Remember
back into
when
Mountain Tim. Oh, what?
Johnny got fucking
Oh,
Joseph?
Boys.
When Johnny got Joseph?
Yeah, when he got his shit all. Let me show
Oh
you.
yeah, when he got his hand cut off.
Yeah, we got fucking Joseph right there, dog. He's just like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
shit, man, I'm
I
gonna miss
forgot
that.
he got his hand cut off. Actually, I was talking to somebody about that not too long ago. I was like, I swear there have been multiple occasions where Johnny's gotten like an arm or like a leg cut off. And like, early on we have Zombie Horse, which is kind of what saves Gyro's ass when he gets like bodied by Soundman in that fight, which is
His
also a really
fucking
good fight.
leg gets blown off.
Which is
Gyro
also
got
a
his
really good
fucking
fight.
leg- his
But
head-
hey, Zombie Horse, we've got plot armor.
Dude, Zombie Horse is like literally broken.
Zombie Horse literally does whatever the hell it needs to do. It's like, yeah, this is just a zombie
Yeah,
horse.
dude, I love the Shroud of Turon.
Dude, is Zombie Horse
Check
really
out my
Spanish
What is Zombie Horse video. It's on youtube.com/Meti
There you go.
There you go.
I got
You mean youtube.com/metbobo, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
Meti Bobo. So by the way,
Moving on.
Bobo's voice actor does Dio.
Dude, Mets play Devil May Cry win.
Fucking hang you with a fucking barbed wire when?
Dude, Meti, let's live stream a DMC race. Let's do it.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna do this. You're right.
Bro.
Holy shit.
We'll
Look
do
at
a
this
DMC race when we reach
poetry,
10K.
Johnny.
DMC3.
Johnny's poetry, dude.
No, we're
Wow.
doing DMC2, boys.
Yes, Johnny poetry. He holds his chest to his hand, or his hand to his chest, and he goes, "Wah," and cries.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Wow.
Gyro!
Ah. He literally just goes every 5 seconds. I love that Johnny's like so loud and
He's always
like screaming and crying and shit. Like there's this one meme that I have where it's like a SpongeBob thing and he's like Squidward and SpongeBob or whatever, but they replace their faces with Johnny and Gyro and he's like, how many times have you cried? And he's like, only 46. And it's like, Johnny, it's only 9 a.m. And it's like, that's pretty accurate. It's like every single panel you see Johnny, he's either smiling, he has this like face, or he's crying, and it's great.
Or he has fire in his eyes. That's also
Yeah.
another thing.
The 3 emotions of our best Joestar: crying, ooh-ah, and ooh-ah.
Well, you guys forgot his very important emotion, which is confused. And when the Johnny Joestar is confused, he calls out in his native tongue, Gyro!
Yeah. Panic action. I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna scream for Gyro. Oh wait, Gyro's dead. Oh, I still don't know what to do.
Like when fucking Ringo guns down that fucking dude, Johnny just screams out Gyro, like, dude, he's right there.
Yeah, like
He can
what
see
is-
it too.
What is Gyro supposed to do? Like, What did he expect him to do? It's like Johnny just like instantly tries to run behind Gyro. He's like, dude, I'm crippled. I can't do shit.
I can't wait till that shit gets animated.
It's
Then
gonna be
someone
great.
can do a fucking compilation of all the times Johnny has said gyro.
I said Gyro, and the last one is just arigato, Gyro.
Gyro.
That is a really good line, though. Honestly.
Yeah.
Arigato.
Hontoni.
He's literally just
That
saying thank you, but like
fucking-
when he says it, it's like he finally wins. He understands the like 5th lesson of the spin. He's upset about his friend, but he has other things to take care of at the moment. He has to go on, and all he says is thanks. And it's like that was nice. That was pretty nice. It
Reminder
was
that
relieving.
Valentine's a liar and should not be trusted ever.
No, dude. Okay, that's the thing I like about Valentine. Cause he's human. Humans lie all the time, right? We do it all the time.
Yeah, but okay.
He
Valentine
keeps his
upset
truth
me.
to an extent, because he makes his promise with Lucy Steele that he won't hurt Steven, and he never does. Although he
Which
does bend the
is
truth
fine,
when he
though.
goes to
No, but he tried to pull a gun on Johnny.
he tried to pull a gun on Johnny,
when
yeah,
like-
but he still never touches Steven, and I respect him for that, because like if Steven would have died, I would have been
Like,
upset.
it
Steven's
would have
great.
been really cool if fucking Valentine actually walked away from the encounter not a bad person. That would have been a really good fight. But
Dude,
of course
I
he's
would've
a
been satisfied.
fucking. It would have. Of course he's a shit. And he had a gun on him anyways.
Yeah, and they gotta show Johnny's new power. He can infinitely kill people.
He had already used the infinite rotation at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is after. Oh, you gotta
Wait,
show it
wait,
even
one-
more. You gotta make them noodles. That's what it looks like. The way they like draw it and shit.
Yeah, it's at
It's
the
like
very
just
end.
like a
of
bunch
the
of like
episode.
sliced like slices of ham on top of each other.
Guys, I have a question. How would a love train even get a requiem? You can't even touch it with a projectile.
That's a
No,
good
you gotta stop. You just gotta pierce
Maybe
the
the
steel with the arrow.
You gotta pierce yourself in the
Yeah.
dick.
No, you
Wait,
can't.
wait.
You can't pierce the user, dude. Yeah, you see, they tried that with Kira, and that wasn't a requiem.
It also wasn't the fucking Requiem area, you piece of shit.
Hey, but wait. But if this is an alternate universe, is there an alternate Requiem arrow? Or
No.
would it be the
Jesus'
Requiem
corpse.
bone because
There's-
Jesus corpse
there's
parts
the
dire?
Requiem
Oh
eyes.
shit, dude! Dude, we've got the dire Requiem bone. That's what we got.
If there's multiple dimensions, wouldn't there have to be like, okay, that means there's multiple forms like of the same person, but there should be at least like one Valentine where he's just like, yeah, I kind of don't agree with
He probably shot him.
like with what you're doing right now.
Probably shot him.
Oh yeah, that makes the most sense. Like, but
That would've
because
been-
it's
that
like,
would be
there's,
good as
if there's
show.
so many dimensions like that, it's just so like, because think about that, like, what is it? Valentine's just trying to pull him out, and he's just like, oh help me, I'm fucking dying because I'm infinitely spinning.
He's
And then he's
okay.
like, I don't like what you're doing though, because you're a bad guy. And then he's like, no, I'm not. You're fucking bad. You're me. After
I'm
that,
not
fucking
you.
kills him, and he keeps on spinning. He's like, oh damn it, I killed the wrong one. And then he keeps spinning and spinning. It's just like, fuck, man.
Dude, if they do something whenever this gets animated like that, like if they were to just throw that would be a great little detail. Because he does
Yeah,
meet
it's just,
several different
one
Valentines.
Valentine
One
that just
thing
doesn't
that
agree
I
with
like-
what he's doing.
There probably is multiple occasions in which Valentine wins against Johnny, but the issue is only one Valentine per universe has D4C.
Yeah.
That's the one goal. That D4C is what makes you the conscious present Valentine. It's what transfers over.
Mhm.
And so, if Valentine wins against Johnny, it doesn't matter because if he doesn't have D4C, it doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
D4C is infected with the infinite rotation, so it super doesn't matter.
And even if he did find one, they did win, because D4C, like you said, is still infected with infinite rotation, it would just end up killing himself anyways. He'd be like, hey, I won. Oh shit, I'm still spinning. Well, I guess I gotta kill myself.
And he just
Which,
keeps on going.
that was another question a lot of people asked me about earlier, because I was actually talking about D4C and stuff in chat. People question the first time we see Valentine, he's all fat and shit, and they're like, then how the hell did he lose
Yeah,
weight?
I thought he was
He
fat.
body swapped with himself from a different dimension, transferred over D4C, because only one Valentine can have D4C. He's like, alright, this is what you gotta do. He's like, okay, sure. So, the first time we see Valentine, and the Valentine that we're used to seeing throughout the whole part, before, like, the fight with Johnny and stuff, and, like, you know, Love Train, Valentine, like, before he gets hit with the infinite rotation, are two different, Valentines. So we have the first one that shows up, there's the fat Valentine, which is the one we're used to seeing, the one that wants to collect the corpse parts. And we have, like, super jacked Valentine, that's the one that actually does everything for the rest of the part.
American flag on the back, all cut up and.
That kind of makes me wonder, too, since it is two different Valentines, and we do get the Valentine backstory, since they are the same person, it's technically supposed to be the same, backstory every single time. Would it still have like minor differences? Like, cause we know that Valentine's dad, like gouges his eyeballs out and he puts like the handkerchief or whatever with his like name on it, his signature in his eye socket. Would he still do that in all the other like scenarios where it was Valentine?
Yes.
Huh.
And would all the other Valentines have that scar on his back? Because we only see, the one like super buff Valentine that we're used to seeing with his shirt off, like the one time when Lucy becomes pregnant with Jesus Christ. But after that, we always see him like clothed.
Whoa,
So it makes you wonder if, like,
whoa!
he still has the.
You're saying that
flag.
that's the holy saint is Jesus? I don't believe you.
Yeah, dude.
No, it's Guy, dude.
I've got
It's
evidence.
Guy.
Clearly.
No, you don't. I actually have the most solid evidence. Dyer was broken up and scattered across the next university.
Oh shit.
I don't think that I mean for that theory in specific, I think that would apply to like Maine, not like like basically the D4C Valentines. It wouldn't apply to like I don't think it applied to like the non D4C, like the non, because like I think there's like gonna be an infinite amount of universes basically, because if there's like they can keep like D4C can just constantly keep on doing it. And no matter.
That's pretty much what Valentine says too. He's like, there's like a bunch of possibilities. There's like several different multiverses and stuff. There's a bunch of different ways we can go about things. And he describes this too because that was his way of achieving pseudo immortality, so he wouldn't grow old. He would just keep body switching, and in theory that works because he just keep getting different versions of himself that are young and continue living on in his universe with the corpse parts.
It's because it's just like think about that because there's gonna be non and there's gonna be main there's gonna be the bullshit one basically where it's not close to it, and there's gonna be the actual ones, so there's gonna be a 50-50 for like I'm gonna say not every universe, but like basically there's gonna be two for every one, because there's gonna be the one that has what all the main ones do basically, not all of them, but like at least majority of it, and there's gonna be the ones that don't.
The ones that don't, because like I mentioned earlier too, with the different Johnnies that we see when he's going through different dimensions to pull himself out, he's still seeing other Johnnies before going back to the main one. And the other Johnnies, one of them is in a wheelchair with Lucy without any injuries. One of them has his leg cut off. One of them is like standing up. One of them is on the horse. So it kind of makes you wonder, since he does say that they still share the same fate. And that's like the tricky word here, because in JoJo, fate is a very important thing. It's like, whatever happens, you're gonna meet your fate. And Porio talks about this a whole bunch in part 6. He's like, well, Poochie, you messed up. And Poochie's the one that was always preaching about fate this, fate that. You can't go against what's predetermined.
I'd like to level it. Actually, I'll save this for the part 6 podcast. But Poochie's retarded.
Poochie's dumb, but I love Poochie. But yeah, Poochie has this. Poochie and all the other JoJo villains do it too. Dio has this thing of believing in fate. Kira has this thing of believing in fate. And Kira's probably, I think, the most adamant one about it. I want to say like Kira, maybe Diavolo, because he talks about it too.
One of the things I really like.
Diavolo's the best villain. Prove me wrong, you can.
One of the things I really like about Diavolo is that not only does he believe that he is destined to win no matter what, he believes that everything was given to him out of fate because of his chances, or the lucky chances he's run into. But he's also not afraid of being a super big coward.
Yeah.
Dude.
They all have this fate thing, and
where he's thinking to himself, like,
super important in JoJo.
He's like, I can't win this fight. I'm gonna run away. But then his daughter calls him a huge puss, and he's like, nah, man, I'm gonna do it.
Guys, reminder that Dio still killed Jotaro, very hero.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah, you like lag.
Beep 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 beep.
Okay, so like Dio still technically killed Jotaro because like that diary he wrote made Poochie Chief Heaven, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like Jotaro got killed by Maiden Heaven, which is all Dio's fault. So Dio killed Jotaro.
Let's not forget that Poochie also has Dio fused into him. That's why he has the Joestar birthmark. Same thing with Weather, but that's just because they're like twins, so he gets it too.
No, that's because of the Requiem arrow.
Beep bop boop boop. Beep bop.
Okay, fate is super important in JoJo. All the villains talk about it so much. Valentine talks about it so much. and it's very clear to him that his fate is that he's just meant to die. He's destined to die. Because once he gets to that point, he's like, shit, I can't do anything. Let me just get another me, and see if I can explain this. No, I'm gonna keep dying. All right, Diego, come here. And it's kind of cool the way this happens too, because this happens after Johnny's like, all right, I won, and like, you know, Lucy shows up, or whatever. She was like unconscious. She's like goes to help Lucy and stuff, and he has the corpse, like tied up in a big ass bag. And while this is happening, while they're talking to Lucy and Steven for like not even 5 minutes, alternate Diego just comes in and swoops it. So Valentine was still switching in the background while all this stuff was happening, so that Diego could come in and take the corpse parts and like just dip.
Fucking snatched.
Like, he shows up out of nowhere, and you don't even know it's Diego. And then Diego's introduction panel, like alternate Diego's introduction panel, is so sick.
Dude, fucking the high voltage. I think it's in high voltage part 1.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It's so like.
He has his hand up and like his hair's flowing and shit.
I'm not huge on fucking reaction channels, but everyone knows Donut, I hope. But when Donut was reading this fucking chapter, he has the music playing in the background, and he goes, "Holy shit! It's the fucking world!"
Yeah, like, dude, like when you get to this, like, okay, because unless you get spoiled, right? Unless you like look at like Eyes of Heaven and shit, and you see like, oh, there's another alternate Diego with the world, right? See, I unfortunately was like spoiled on this, but even still, when I got to this point, it was like so out of nowhere. Because even if you're spoiled on something, you still, you know, never know when things are gonna happen unless somebody tells you. So I get into this, right? And I'm like, alright, I know it's going to be Diego, but I don't know how he's going to show up. Literally shows up out of nowhere as, like, time is stopped. Like, you see, like, knives and shit being thrown. We see, like, matches and shit. We're like, what the hell? And it's like, the knives give it away. But then you just see, like, Diego, like, holding his, like, hand in his face with his hair flowing to the side and shit. And it's all, like, dramatic. And Araki does this thing where he draws it, like, so well with the shading and shit. He has, like, all, like, the black sketch lines over it. And, like, even in the color, it looks amazing with these, like, black sketch lines over it. That shit looks amazing.
Like when he freezes time and he knocks the bullet to the side, it's like we get like, this is Diego. Of course, the actual final villain of part fucking 7, the retelling of part 1, would be Dio.
Yeah, it'd be Dio in one way or another, and then they completely wrap him up, and there's no more Dio, which I appreciate. Given if we ever get something related to Dio or Diego again in part 8, I'm down, but I'm happy that it hasn't had this Dio influence like parts 1 through 7 have, because again, it makes it stand out more. But it was one of like the best ways they could have just introduced like the last actual villain of the part. And I think it's like just like it was so well executed, because Johnny's like continuing on in the race and shit. They get to like New York City, which if you remember, normal Diego wanted Manhattan Island for himself, so he was gonna win the race and then take over Manhattan. He's like, yeah, I want Manhattan. Like, well, I guess Diego wants Manhattan now, so we'll give the dinosaur guy Manhattan. So they're getting to Manhattan and shit, and then boom, Diego shows up in the place that he wants, and he's like, yeah, you're not winning, I'm gonna kill you. And the look of fear on his face when Tusk comes out of the wall and it like rips the wall open, and it just looks at him, and it has like the little like Chumin sound effect on Diego's face. He just looks back, he's like, oh shit. And he has this like self-doubt too. He's like, no, there's no way his thing is like this guy's moving in stop time. You can't do that. And then Tusk just shows up. It's great. And even though Johnny's not the one that beats Diego in the fight, and it's Lucy, I still like that, you know, in this last chapter, Diego got what was coming for him, because he's like, yeah, I finally won, and Lucy shows up with Diego's head wrapped up, because they went back on the train track and got Diego's dismembered head. And he literally grabs his own head. He's like, oh shit, no. Boom. And he just blows up. Meanwhile, Steven is getting Johnny, because Johnny is like all injured and shit. And he was like all hurt. And he had to shoot himself again with Tusk, because this is actually something that probably a lot of people forget. Johnny tries to like shoot Diego and ends up getting himself shot. So he starts like spinning infinitely. He's like, well,
or
I
he
guess I
gets
gotta...
the brick in the infinite rotation, starts to move up Diego's leg. And fuck anyone who says that as soon as the infinite rotation touches you, it's over. Because Dio cuts off his own fucking leg. It's like, this is why I say that Cars could beat the infinite rotation instantly. Like, he could feel it and he'd just fucking cut off the part. Like, instantly. And he'd regrow it back.
And he's got like infinite regeneration and shit, too.
Look, Cars beats infinite rotation easily. Also, Johnny's dad showing up with, "I got these boots.
Yeah.
You're not a failure."
No, yeah,
Got
that
to the
scene.
wrong
I know,
son.
like people are still like, yeah, Johnny's dad is still an asshole. We're not saying he's not an asshole, but this is like pretty heartwarming for him to finally show up at the end, and he's like,
Nah,
that's my
fuck-
son.
Fuck George Joestar, honestly. He's a piece of shit.
He sucks in the
Well,
universe.
in Steel Ball Runverse at least.
Yeah, George
That one, he's
Joestar in
awesome.
the original universe is this loving gentleman who fucking gave the scumbag who tried to rob him, thinking he was dead, his fucking wife's ring so he could sell it for booze. Well, he thought he was gonna sell it for fucking money to buy food, but he sold it for fucking booze. He takes his shitty son in. George Joestar in the original universe is a great fucking human being. George
Dude.
Joestar in this is a massive piece of shit.
Joe started Steel Ball Runverse is like, God took the wrong son. He's
God
such a
took the wrong
scumbag.
son. Dude, that line is so messed up. The fact
God,
that like,
you
he
took
even
the
says
wrong
that.
son.
is so all of this over a rat, right? We don't
Dude,
even
have you
have a
seen the,
dog
one
anymore.
meme?
Danny is a rat.
Dude,
God
have you
took
seen
the
that
wrong
one
son.
meme where it's like, hey dad, can I borrow these boots? God took the wrong son.
God took the wrong son. Yeah. Yep.
It's like, geez, I guess I won't take them then. Fuck.
guess these aren't my boots anymore. They were never your boots to begin with. They were the good
I didn't
son's
think it was
boots.
that bad.
You don't deserve the good son's boots. You're not the good
Can you
son.
imagine?
Dad, he's been
Like,
dead
the rest of
for
this stuff applying
13
to that?
years.
It doesn't matter,
Imagine-
Johnny. You're not the good one. Win the
I
race.
should
You're
have
the
buried
good
him in
one.
his
I'm
bed.
proud.
I should have buried him in these boots so you couldn't fucking have them.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, no.
Like,
Hey, Dad, can I sleep in this bed? No, get the fuck out, you fucking piece of shit.
don't even enter
Worst
this
son ever. I hope
room.
you fucking die. It's like, I just wanted to sleep. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And you try to get the same cup, and it's like, you try to drink out of it, you piece of shit. And then he spits at his face and says, nigga, I just wanted. Oh, fuck, man.
I just
You
wanted to
can't
have
even
Exactly.
look in this direction of the house, okay? I forbid you from
Exactly.
entering this side of the house.
Your
You don't
brother
even get
loves
to
this
walk.
door.
God took
You
the
see
wrong
that
son.
Starts
toilet?
fighting him.
Your brother used to take a shit in that toilet all the time. You gotta take a shit outside. You don't deserve to use the same toilet as him.
Your brother used this hospital. Leave. Dad, I am paraplegic.
He runs
Get
over
out!
the fucking knife, and he's just like, your brother has the same blood as you. You shouldn't die. It's like, whoa, okay. Okay, hold on.
He's in a wheelchair, and he goes,
Give
your
him back
brother
your blood."
likes wheelchairs.
Yeah, exactly.
He just yanks him out the wheelchair. But yeah,
Dude,
he's
he
an
like
ass,
he's like,
but
hey, God, hey dad, I'm like leaving now. God took
Your
the
brother
wrong son.
breathed
God
in.
took the wrong son. I hope God takes you now. For that,
Oh,
like,
he's such a
that
scumbag.
line just for like the maturity of Johnny from beginning to end of how much of like a pussy he is to still being a pussy, but he's a matured pussy because he still cries like a bitch every 2 seconds. It's okay.
Yeah.
He's got reasons to cry, right? His best friend just died.
Yeah, dude,
He's
it's
crippled.
almost like you're able to cry as a fucking character, but you don't need to waste entire fucking panels just bawling your goddamn life.
Ah!
Wah, wah.
Wah! Wah! No, I still speaking about the crying panels, I think the like only like super like good ones are when Gyro dies, because when the Gyro dies, you see him get shot in the face. The panel right after that is like a long horizontal panel or whatever, like a really like long one. It's kind of like drawn sideways, and it has Johnny and Gyro in different scenes on their horses riding through, and it kind of has like a little map of bullet points and different people's faces and stuff. It's like a whole little recap of everything they've done, and just Johnny's face to the right, and like his eyes are just like all wide and shit, and he's like, no. And the panels after that for like the next like 3 pages, it's just like really big panels. It's just him screaming his ass off because his friend just died. I think that's like the best way they could have ever included that.
Dude, what a
character.
fucking spit in the face fucking
It's like,
Valentine does, where he goes, yeah, I got him. Now I'm just gonna proceed to unload the gun to his dead-bodied chest.
yeah, just to make sure he's dead, I already know I shot you, but I'm gonna shoot you with the rest of this gun. Which also makes me wonder, where the hell does this nigga get all this ammo from? Does he just get ammo from a different universe and then put
He just grabs
bullets
different guns.
into his gun? like Valentine? But yeah,
Yo, Valentine, you got this nice load. I'm gonna go to this alternate universe where I have this nice loaded gun.
I can get this gun and I'll shoot you, and then I'll shoot your friend. Hey, look, I'm gonna shoot your friend a couple times. Hey, I think X-Force is about to join. If he's not, then this is gonna be sound really awkward. Don't worry about that. But yeah, like those panels are just so well done, and it's one of those moments where it's
How-
relatable as shit, because Johnny just saw his friend die, and yeah, he's been like a crybaby before that and all that shit, but this specific panel of him crying and grieving for Gyro is like great, because at this moment, right, he like has this like crying moment and shit, and he like freaks out, but like what else would you expect the guy to do, you know? And even still, right after this, he immediately like tries to recollect himself, because he remembers, Johnny, don't shoot with a wavering heart, you gotta shoot when you're focused. Then he focuses and he does the crippled hops, because you know Johnny got the hops. I've said this before, right? My nigga Johnny got the hops. He jumps up in the sky and shit, and he shoots him with the perfect rotation. This panel, amazing. Tusk 4 being behind him, godlike. Johnny, godlike. Infinite rotation, godlike. Araki's drawings, godlike. These panels are just great. Like I could gush about these panels all day.
Can we talk about that time that Johnny killed an innocent woman that was climbing on Diego?
Oh my
Hey,
god.
He erased her from fucking existence.
Copy. X-Force wants to join us, so he's,
Yeah,
he's,
he can
he's
come
like,
in.
"I don't want-"
We still have other stuff that we haven't even talked about yet. Part 7's the longest part. But yeah, like, this panel's just really good. And yeah, also, Johnny's not a nice guy, guys. Alright, he might be nice sometimes, but Johnny's selfish. He's human. He's an asshole. He
Yeah,
kills
dude.
people.
Johnny cost Gyro his life by using the corpse parts. He healed his broken fucking back and transported it to Gyro, who was still alive in the middle of ocean, who drowned to death because of him.
Yep. But hey, guess what? It's okay, because Johnny wins. And then it's not like Johnny gets crushed by a boulder.
Shh. This isn't the Part 8 podcast.
We
That
can
was
win,
such a-
John.
That was such a kick in the balls. But by the way, guys, the Part 8 flashbacks for Johnny make you appreciate that character so much more. He's a good guy. You know, stuff he does to go and help his dying son because he's got the Rockman disease, and they gotta get a Rokakaka and shit. But
There's the panel.
that, like, oh yeah, there you go. Kaleb put it in the chat. We're in while we record this. Yeah, like this panel with Johnny, it's just like they have Sandman on here, Wakapiko, Mountain Tim, Diego. They have the little boy and Gyro's dad in there. They have like the different Tusk acts. It's a good panel. They have like the different lessons and just a bunch of different quotes of Gyro. It's like Johnny's life with Gyro just kind of flashes before his eyes at this last moment, and he kind of has to take a second to just cry over his friend, and then, you know, worry about it later on. Because I do like the way they end it off is, you know, Johnny's, he like takes like this steel ball, right? Like Gyro's specific, like, you know, last like green steel ball or whatever that he had in him, and he's like, let's go home, right? And he's on the boat and he's going to bring his body back to Italy or whatever. He still has his body and shit, so that was a nice way to end that. And the whole, you know, thank you Gyro, the whole arigato Gyro line is like, it's really good. It's great. It's very sad.
I love that fucking special. The Great Heat. Has that like
Yeah, the Great Heat Attack, and yeah, and Eyes of Heaven, they do like a really good job of, it's just like, you know, putting it into the game with like the actual voice work and the way they have like the models come through and kind of just like attacking shit. It looks really good.
It's so sad. It's like
This moment is
when
like
you do it, you're
super
just like,
sad and like so
man.
dramatic. But I saw this Vine that somebody did where they took the Shaolin soccer scene from like the ending of that movie when the guy kicks the soccer ball really fast and it spins on the dude's shirt and it blows him back. And they put the like D4C sound effects and shit. And he's like, he hits him with the like infinite energy shit. And he's all like Kanzaneru no energy, and he like kicks the ball and shit. And it hits him, and they make it so dramatic, but it's literally over this Shaolin soccer like video clip and shit, and it just looks so stupid. But they put the arigato gyro effect over it, and then the guy just like gets blown back. It's great. We gotta start making arigato gyro memes. It's gonna be the new meme. Let's make it a thing. 2017. That's gonna be our JoJo meme, because most of the JoJo memes suck ass, honestly. Like, they're just
Kami, wasn't there that like one edit of like "Let's go home" and like you were in like the palm of Johnny's hand?
Yeah. Somebody photoshopped me into that. They took the "Let's Go"
It was
Home
Oscar, I
panel,
think.
and like Oscar like put me squatting in Johnny's hand. That was a great edit. Doing like the slab squat. I've got like the peace sign up. I should put that in a thumbnail if I find it. But yeah,
Arigato, Kami.
arigato
I can post it. Let me get on my computer.
There you go. But yeah, what else have we missed? Wakapiko we talked about. We talked about Soundman. We talked about Oekamava. Talked about Mountain Tim. Which, by the way, his death, we didn't talk about his death too much, I guess. He just gets shot up like straight up in the face. But I really like
Yeah,
this
dude,
line with his
stop
character.
being a fucking pedo.
Yeah, because he wanted to.
Mountain
marry
Tim
this
wanted
shit.
to plow a 14-year-old until she couldn't walk straight anymore.
And guess who's the one that's not walking? This guy. But no, I like his death because like it's true to his character and shit. And he specifically says, you know, I'm a cowboy. All I ever want every night is a place to go
fuck a
home.
14-year-old.
And that's what he says. And then he just gets shot in the face, and boom, this guy's dead. Oh my god, Kaleb found it. Yo, Kaleb found the video I was talking about. That's a great video. But then after that, what is it? I just lost my train of thought. That video is so great, dude. I'll like edit that in at the very end of the podcast so you guys look at that. Hontoni, hontoni. Arigato, Jairo. You just get shot.
God damn. It's like, it's so cool, but then it hurts. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Because, like, it hits you fast, you know? Johnny's like, alright, I'm sad over my friend dying, but I still have to kill this guy or else I'm gonna die too. Kills the guy. He gets everything done with. Lucy blows up Diego, which was one of the most satisfying deaths. Because I was just like, yes, get rid of this piece of shit. Because as much as I love Dio and Diego, I just wanted to see him go out at that point. And I was like, look, you're already making everything too difficult for everybody. You reflected infinite rotation back at this dude. He's over here looking like spaghetti and noodles and shit. I mean, everybody else is defeated. Poco Loco won the race already, but like, I'm gonna need you to die and not put these corpse parts in this vault. That's what I'm gonna do because you can't go into here and get the vault. That's my
Well,
job.
Poco Loco hadn't won the race at that point. In fact, Dio wins the race and then dies. So Poco Loco wins by disqualification, technically.
Okay. I could have sworn Poco Loco had already won at that point. Yeah, you're right. That's another funny thing. They're like, yeah, this guy's dead, so here you go, you win. And Poco Loco's all like, oh shit, yeah, I'm the best.
Yeah, I'm the luckiest.
He's
I just
fucking
made
hands up.
50. I just made 50 billion yen.
Grandmama, I'm rich.
I'm gonna go buy me a house in New York, and then a guy
Okay.
kills him.
Okay,
Somebody
implying
must-
it's not Freedom Bucks. Good meme.
I'm gonna buy me a new farm. What do you guys think Poco Loco did with that money?
Everyone who's
I
remind
think Poco
Poco.
Loco went and got himself some bitches. I think he'd be that guy.
You think Poco Loco ever went back to the farm? I mean, he's already in New York with all the money he would ever need to live a happy life.
I don't know, dude. He probably balled out.
That
Well,
dude
dude,
never
the other
went
theory
back
is
to-
Poco Loco, Balrog from Street Fighter. They're both stupid black guys. Stop.
Dude, Poco Loco descendant appears when in JoJo Leon?
Oh my god, somebody's gonna.
Dude,
like,
is Poco Loco the plant appraiser?
oh shit, somebody's gonna get so upset about that in the comments. It's gonna be great. It's all jokes, guys. But Balrog actually is like a stupid dude in Street Fighter. In case you don't know,
Dude,
canonically he's actually retarded.
This podcast has just been offensive jokes.
It's just been
Like,
offensive
seriously.
shit. And part 7, and you know what? That's completely okay. I don't have a problem with it. If you have a problem with it, you're probably
it's
stupid.
fine because the time period that Part 7's in, dude.
Yeah. See, they have like slavery and shit. We can make slave jokes. All right, Zipper. Go back to work. I'm gonna whiplash you.
I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I'm not the con figure here.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that's
Poco.
enough of that. Before we get pitchforked, Poco Loco's great. Like Meti said earlier, best character in Part 7. Easily, without a doubt,
Oh yeah, definitely.
the best. But I think that's pretty much it. We mentioned X-Forts earlier because he was typing in the chat and shit. Because he was like streaming before he started, so like he was just like, "Oh, go ahead." And I was like, "Alright."
Yeah, he was like, hey, maybe I'll join. And then he's just like, nah.
And then he's just like, nah. Yeah. He does that. But anyways, I think that we can wrap things up. We've pretty much talked about everything. Lucy's jailbait. Steven Steele is one of the nicest people ever for actually, you know, just wanting to like watch over her or whatever, make her life better, make his
I
life
will
better.
marry your
He's
daughter,
great.
but you're like 30. Yes, we won't have any form of intercourse. I'm marrying her specifically to get her away from the mob.
Yep.
My God, noble fucking man.
It's great. Like, you really can't hate him. And again, Valentine keeping his promise, even though he doesn't keep it to Johnny, he keeps it to a woman, which kind of makes me, you know, look at it. He does kill hot pants and shit, right? Like, you know, you'd think, oh, this guy doesn't care about killing men and women. But he makes a specific promise to Lucy Steele, probably because, you know, she's already been through too much and she's already been so involved in everything. But you'd think because of this, it kind of just shows that Valentine still does have moral rights. And it's not that Valentine is not, morally wrong anyways. He's trying to collect the corpse parts to make America great again. Donald Trump meme. Insert, there you go. That's the way we segue into that. But he's trying to do it
I don't
for
think
everything
Dio
for,
in
like,
part
the
7.
better of the people, I guess. And just for the better of America. Because he has pride in America. He has pride in his country. He's a great leader. And it makes me, kind of just look at him. And the fact that he does this and he keeps Steven Steele alive is like, he still has his moral rights. He still respects women and shit. And Valentine's a good guy.
Good.
Yeah, except for the fact that he tried to shoot Johnny.
Johnny's bad. Johnny's evil.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Johnny's a terrorist, technically.
Yeah, Johnny is
Johnny
evil.
shouldn't be alive because of Civil War.
Johnny is evil. I have a video on that.
You see, that thing on Johnny's head isn't a beanie, it's a turban.
And that's not a horseshoe. That's a bullet.
Fucking
That horseshoe was the nuclear bomb.
dude, are you
The
saying?
horse just had like C4 in its body.
Are you saying that the infinite rotation is the Manhattan Project?
Oh my god. And dude, all the stars that Johnny has on his just pajama pants and shit are just mini bombs. You can just flick them off at people and they blow up.
Dude, he's not Ome Kobewa.
He might be. Dude, is Johnny Arkira? Game theory. But I still don't think he's
Dude.
beating Dyer with Love Train in part 7 with the Requiem.
Yeah,
Dyer
Dyer.
Corpse part Requiem.
Love Train, because he's
Oh
the
god, we
corpse.
didn't talk about the best stand in this part. Fucking Tattoo You.
Which one is that?
It's the 11 men.
Oh, yeah, that one is actually pretty cool. Like, they were literally just
that
coming
one's
out of
actually
each other's,
really
like-
interesting. I like that one.
They were actually really just coming out of each other's heads, but they kind of touch upon this earlier on in part 7. But part 7
but
kind of
you know
shows us that multiple, one stand can be shared upon multiple people. Because we also have the
Hey.
Boom family, where they have like the Boom Boom.
Well, okay, no,
stand.
Tattoo You is not the 11 different people. It's the same guy copied 11
What's the
times.
same guy? I
You
could have sworn it
know-
was like 11 different people. Yeah, I know it looks exactly like the same guy like every single time, but it's still cool that we have like multiple, I guess, people and multiple figures using one stand. I thought that was dope.
Also, Part 7 confirms that non-stand users can see stands.
Yeah. There's that
Like,
there's that one chapter, it explains stands, they talk about Hamon, and they talk about spin. It's like in between one of the
Well, I mean,
chapters.
Just specific scenes in the fucking show. Like, you have Waka Pico versus Magenta. He sees fucking 20th Century Boy, and like Gyro fights fucking Valentine without a stand.
Yeah. You see the ball breaker at like the very last second, but like even still, that whole fight, he's still able to see what's going on. Daryl still understands that he's doing things that he foresee.
Ball breaker isn't gyro stand.
It's a spin technique.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And you also have different things like stand abilities are in effect outside of the stand user being alive or not.
hmm
Like stands are way more powerful in Steel Ball Run, but they're also less frequent. Or in Steel Ball Run's universe, they're less frequent and less punch ghosty.
Yeah, they're more actual ability, and it's not to say that the fights before aren't planned out, because of course they are. All the Joestars always strategize things. They always find different ways to go about their fights. Like Josuke with Kira, for example, he's using the glass shards or whatever to have Crazy Diamond reflect them back at Kira. He's like he takes the phone from his dad, and he tells him the coordinates or whatever to blow up the bomb and shit and kill his dad. And they always do these things where they think things out. Another good example, I guess, is Joseph and Wamu in the chariot race with like sledgehammer and shit. Just like these small things, they always plan things out. But Part 7's way, and Part 8 also does this too. I know me and Meti have talked about this before. They have like a more intricate, thought out way of using stands where it's not just go in and punch each other and see who hits each other first. It's use your stand ability to affect yourself, your opponent, and the surroundings. And that's what I loved, because Part 3, when they first introduced stands, right, we know stands can shrink, we know stands can phase through objects, right? Like if a stand can go through like a wall or some shit, right, then they should probably do that more often, but you don't see it as often, I guess. And then we get to
God, that's still like
Part
one of the
7,
If you,
and
if you shrink your
the
stand and
stands are just
step on
more,
it,
they're more interactive with their objects. Like, I guess a good example of this too is Scary Monsters. The first time we see it in the village in the mountains, when Diego uses the little dinosaurs to infect people, it infects the animals and the people. So it's like not just like one specific thing. It's anything in like this
And he
little
can
environment and
turn-
stuff.
He can turn people into stupid dinosaurs like lamps.
Yeah.
Guys, I have a serious question.
What's the question?
If you shrink your stand and you step on it, do you kill yourself?
Oh my god.
Shit. Poco Loco would probably find that
Only
out.
stands can affect stands.
All-Star Battle affects a different team?
No.
Yeah.
It's fine because that's still one of the best lines in fucking JoJo, where they're like, where he's like, "Dude, Polnareff, don't you know? You can shrink your stand." And Polnareff's like, "Oh yeah, duh! That's an innate thing that all stand users know."
Yep. And then
Why
the
is it
rest
never
of the
used
finals
again?
I don't know. But hey, we have stands to shrink things. Look at little feet and Goo Goo dolls, right? Which, by the way, Meti, you like the character that takes my boo, right? Your boo takes my boo and puts her in a rat suit. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
You
know
it's not. It's
No-
not the
no
character that
kink
he
shaming, no
likes.
kink shaming, no
It's,
kink shaming.
it's not the character that he likes. It's the
It's
stand.
the stand. Meti wants to get dominated by giant quests.
You mean giant meat, dude?
Oh shit.
All right, so it's because Jolene is fucking shit, and that's where she belongs in a rat costume. And moving on.
True.
You're trying to
True.
provoke me.
It's a dead rat too, so she's
Yeah,
like
that was
smelling
kinda
the
disgusting.
rotting rat.
That is one thing about guests that I can say is a little weird. I'm not too into taxidermy. You can keep that. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that's weird, but yeah, they have this, and that makes me, really like and appreciate the stands in Part 7, because stands are already a cool thing. Araki can literally make infinite possibilities with stand abilities, because the way he just writes the abilities, it's like they can do anything. It just depends, and with Requiems, if they ever come back, we know that they can do anything in the current situation. That's just how they're presented to us. Silverchair Requiem's abilities reflect around keeping the arrow away from, from everybody else. So it's pretty much just built around being like this big impenetrable wall, like a tank. GR was there so that they could beat King Crimson. If they ever bring back this oh my god, damn it, Zipper. If they ever bring back this Requiem mechanic in Part 8, it'll be cool to see them use this. But I hope that they keep this trend that they did with Part 7, where they have the stand interact more with the areas around them, because that was really dope. Which they also show in the Ringo fight, when Ringo's fighting Gyro and stuff, and he uses the time revert. It reverts some of the parts of the house too. Like when Hot Pants and Johnny try to shoot Ringo that first time, and Hot Pants uses the spray, gets a piece of the house off, and it kind of falls towards Ringo or whatever. When he uses the time revert, it goes back, so he's able to strategize and shoot against this ability and dodge against it. So having them use their stands actually infect the environment is dope. We see this with Soundman and his actual sound effects coming to life. We see this with Oil come about, blowing literally anything up, because he can put a bomb on absolutely everything. It's a dope concept to me. I really wish JoJo would have done this earlier, because Part 3 does mention all these things that stands can do and they never do them. That's disappointing. But Part 7 does bring these concepts back. They do take advantage of the stands. They take advantage of the characters. They take advantage of the environments. They take advantage of everything, dude. I really think Part 7 is the peak of Rocky's writing. It's really good.
Dude, who remembers Tubular Bells?
I actually do. I didn't.
Dude,
mention
isn't
it,
that
but
the
that's
balloon animal dude?
That's the animal balloons. Yeah.
The balloon
dog
animal
balloons,
males?
The balloon animals.
Dude,
that blow
why
up.
were animal balloons a thing back then? As a stand, dude?
I don't get that. He was a party entertainer and shit, and he had this flute thing, and he would blow into it, and there
No,
would be balloon animals.
they were nails.
Or were they nailed? Yeah. See, there you go. And then
you know
they
what
pop
should've
and they
happened,
blow up.
You know, Chocolate Disco and Mandem should have teamed up, dude.
Wow, so we can make him
Dude,
rewind his turn.
Manda would be a useful fucking companion to anyone.
No, dude,
Also,
they got Amanda
Lucy
Mother
Steele is
and
a
team, holy
lesbian
shit.
and reads lesbian books in the middle of public. What a fucking shit.
Yep, let's not forget Lucy Steele, lesbian moment with the first lady.
With Scarlet Valentine, probably
Yeah.
one of the best characters.
Yep, Scarlet Valentine's actually pretty cool, even though she dies.
Yo, Lucy, would you
immediately.
sit on? I was never expecting to read fucking a panel where the president's wife
Harder,
asks.
Lucy.
The president's wife asks a 14-year-old to sit on her face.
I mean,
The best part about that too is Lucy's like, "Yep, I was right. I knew it. I knew you were gonna do that. Ha ha ha." I knew she was a lesbian. It's like, what? Where did you get this assumption from? And how is this your way of dealing with the president? It's like, no, yeah, his wife is like.
Do you think Scarlett is ever like, yo, Valentine, sit on my face?
Oh my god.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, you know.
Do
No
you
homo.
wonder if Valentine uses D4C in these occasions to get multiple Valentines?
Oh my god. Dude, can you imagine, like he goes, 1 second, honey, and throws the sheets over himself, and 4 of him pop up?
Oh my god. But he has to keep his trusty handkerchief in his pocket at all times when he does this.
Dude, he took the napkin first, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, he also took his wife's virginity 4 times.
Oh my god. Valentine's quotes are really good. I like his, my thoughts are unclouded, they're utterly those of justice line. That's a really good line. Very good character, very good quotes from part 7. A lot of good things are said. The best thing is still Poco Loco going, ooh, in the very beginning. Or Johnny's ooh-ahs. So by the way, Kaleb left, he had to go do stuff. I think we're gonna wrap things up because we've been talking for like, I want to say like an hour 30, hour 40. This is gonna be a longer podcast, but hey, part 7 is a long part. There was a lot of things to talk about. We got some fun conversations.
You should post that like that black guy that looks like Poco Loco, dude.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's a joke that I point out to Zipper. I'm gonna show Meti
Dude,
that.
put in the video, dude.
Dude, totally gonna do that. Experts ask if we're still going. We're finishing. If he just like walks in and is just like, yeah, guys, subscribe to me, I would just kick that nigga out. Probably won't do that. But yeah, once again, you know, like always, if you're new, subscribe, like the podcast. So let us know, guys, which part you want us to do next. We did part 1, we did part 5, now we did part 7. We have parts 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 left. So there's 5 more parts. Those will be fun. They come out at the end of the month, every month on the last Sunday. So whatever date that is, we'll record it before then. So this won't go up until like another 2 weeks from now. Because tomorrow's Sunday, it'll be the Sunday after that. So you guys will expect that there. Everybody's links will be in the description below, like always. Meti, anything else you want to say? Is it any jokes?
Follow me on Twitter at Zipperboy.
There you go.
Be sure to go to
plug. Yep.
Nah, I already did the Shimonetta plug once already. Yeah, fuck the Shimonetta plug and go to Amazon.com and look up Shimonetta and buy the light novels. They're in Japanese. You can't read them. I'm almost 100% sure no one who's going to watch this will be able to read Japanese. But you should buy them anyways. Maybe they'll get translated.
There we go. And you know what else should get translated? Part 5. Finish that shit.
Yeah, okay. Here's my fucking closer. Fucking work on it, JoJo Colored Adventure team. Jesus.
I will sue JoJo's Colored Adventure.
Look, props to all of you guys for getting the color scans from Shueisha and translating them, right? Because they don't do the coloring themselves. They get the color scans and they translate them. But my problem is that they finished part 7 and part 6 before finishing part 5. Like, I read part 6 and it was all colored. I read part 5 and up until Little Feet it was colored. And then part 7 was colored up until D4C when I first got to it. But it's just like, if they could have finished part 5 by the time I would have finished all these parts, that was months ago too. Given now there's more of it done, but it's like, why did they go do all the other things instead of finishing this first? I don't understand that thought process.
They have the colored scans in Japanese and they have their translated scans. They have not combined them together. Just combine them together. Just if you don't finish if part 5 gets finished and they do the good translation of it and they don't release immediately after that all of the colored scans with the same fucking translation, I'm gonna be so mad. I'll be fucking furious.
We'll have a full-on anime adaptation and an OVA for Purple Haze feedback before that shit gets translated.
Dude, I've said it before, but we need a OVA for Purple Haze feedback.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I hope they do that. Which, by the way, I was thinking, if they do more OVAs, they should definitely cover all the side stuff for all the books. Because right now it's just Rohan at the Louvre.
Yes.
So hopefully they do that. If there was a spin-off book for part 7, if they did a Poco Loco OVA, that would also be great. Dire OVA, when? I don't know. Zip will have to animate that with his ass. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.